Now we will see the Linux kernel source code. As it is a open source, we can see each and every file, the code, what it will be, how it will be, and from where we need to download it. Let's check it. I am checking that uname-a. Currently my kernel version is 5.4.073. It is a x86-64 architecture, as it is running on my Intel PC. As example, Intel is an example of x86 architecture. Now we will see that from where we need to download this Linux kernel. Example, the site is kernel.org. Now the latest kernel is 5.13.3 is the latest kernel they have released. We can see that 5.13.3, 5 is a major kernel, and we can see that here. We can download it from the kernel. These are the versions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Every year every 1 or 2 years they will release one new major kernel source. I'm checking into version 5. As my current system is running on 5.4 kernel, I will download that related to that thing, 5.4 something like that. I'm looking into 5.4 kernel. I want to download as like 5.4 dot related to that my current PC. I'm downloading 5.4.104. As major version is 5.5 is a major version, 4 is a minor version, 104 is a sub-minor version. Every 1 or 2 years they will release major version, and like minor version will be like within months, maybe 5 months or 6 months they will release one minor version. Sub-minor version will be like within few weeks. As it is open source, we can see the whole code. We can change the code as our customization. It's downloading. These things are maintained by Linux kernel maintainers. Like as we know that Linux kernel was developed by Linus Torvalds, their team will be maintain these things. If we change any code, we can send to the Linux maintainers. So they will look that code. If it is essential, it is useful, they will add to the main kernel. Then we can see in this kernel.org in that site. As it is downloading in a compressed file, as it is in .exe format. There will be different formats like XZ, BZ, GZ. So as I'm downloading a star.exe, it's kind of a zip compressed file. We need to uncompress it. It's almost downloaded. So what I will do is I will create one folder, source.src as a folder. In that I will uncompress this kernel. We'll do that. I'm creating one source src file folder. In that, whatever I downloaded that kernel which is in compressed form, I will copy that into src folder. Yeah, just copied. And we can from GUI also we can extract here. So I want to, using terminal, I want to extract this one. Yeah, sudo tar -x vfz, as it is in xz format. We'll check it is work or not. Or if it is in gz format, it will be xvfz. If it is in xz, just tar -xvz or xvf, then it will be uncompresses. Yeah, it's downloaded, uncompressed, and we can remove that compressed file. Yeah, it's uncompressed. You will go into that folder. Yeah, cd linux 5.4.1.104. Here we can see the different folders in this. These are the folders contains this Linux source code, and it is well structured manner. Each folders contain different things like architecture, documentation, drivers, include IPC, kernel, licenses, net, lib, scripts, tools, sound. So we first will check it into architecture. Architecture is a specific code it contains, like it supports this, as this kernel supports many architectures like Alpha, ARM, PowerPC, Spark, x86, ARM64, Hexagon, MIPS. Like MIPS is a MediaTek architecture. I like ARM, Spark. Yeah, let's see we can do x86 architecture. The example is x86 Intel architecture. It contains boot, configs, entry, include, kernel, lib, etc. As it contains x86 boot information, let's go into the ARM architecture. What it will be that it contains the boot information of the ARM. It contains Mac hyphen something. Here it contains different platforms like Mac, OMAP2, example. There are different things are there. Let's check into the boot. What it contains information about the ARM boot. It contains the DTS file. Like DTS file contains a many board information, hardware information. So at the boot time, the kernel knows the hardware information. Example, I'm showing that panda board.dts file. Panda is a board. It has a DTS source file. It contains the panda board related board information, hardware information. Like it has many things like IMX, Exynos OS, and Motorola, Sony 8i. There are many. We can see that here. BCM is a Broadcom, STM32 related stuff, IMX, IMX7. There are many whatever this kernel supports the related board related informations. All those are DTS files, device tree information, device tree files. Yeah, OMAP is the TI, or whatever is it, OMAP 2, OMAP 3, it is the TI platform, Texas Instruments. Just we'll look into like OMAP 4 panda.dts. What information it has? Let's check. It has included DTSI file and common.dtsi files. It is compatible with Panda something related. And we can see that it contains OMAP 1, OMAP 2, and BCM is a Broadcom, Exynos, STM32, platform Samsung, Tegra is NVIDIA. And we have Qualcomm also, MACH-QCOM and MACH-MediaTek. These are the different SoC related information which supports ARM. Yeah, for example, we are seeing that MSH-OMAP2. In this OMAP related device .c files is the .h files. All the OMAP related files will be there. Like OMAP clock, SRAM.c, SRAM.h, display.c, display.h, fb.c, OMAP IO, MMU.c. All the related .c files and .h files, header files are there. Now we'll check IMX. Just it's an overview. Just we are seeing that it contains the IMX related CPU.c file. There are IMX different other MAC MACH-IMX 50, 51, 53 example, etc. These are the things. Different architectures are there in this folder. Now we'll go to back. Now let's check the documentation. It contains the basic documentation information about this kernel. Like it has different folders. We have input, IOCTL, crypto related documentations are available like PowerPC. Let's check the IOCTL. Like it contains the basic information of the IOCTL. We'll go to IOCTL number.txt. It contains the IOCTL related information like IOCTL numbers. These are all IOCTL numbers. Like we have the USB information, documentation. Like we have USB gadget information. USB serial, USB IP hyphen underscore protocol information. This documentation we can read if possible. It is very useful. And we have the documentation device tree. Your basic thing is about the device tree. You have the information about the K-build also. And we have the documentation about the networking also. And we'll go to networking. We have different things are there. About watchdog, virtual, timers. And next folder will go to FS. FS is the file system folder. As this Linux kernel supports many different file systems like debugfs, ext2, ext4, fat file system. We have different file systems are there like sysfs, kernfs, ntfs, like squashfs. As Ubuntu uses like ext2 or ext4 partition file systems. This is related to file system. And we have we'll go to init, and this is the kernel initialization. Routines will be there, like we'll go to init ramfs, initial ramfs. It contains this kernel init ramfs.c file. That file contains initial RAM related code stuff. These are the kernel initializations. Then we'll go to the kernel again. One more folder is there. Kernel for kernel, or we'll go to see that's kbuild. It's not a directory, it's a file. And we'll go to kernel only, kernel directory. This kernel folder contains specific to this kernel related information, like we have kexec.c, kall sim